No, it's not. It's not the microphone. Seems. So, Ashish Sarkar. I came to know Ashish in the year that I was district governor nominee back in 15-16. He's a past president of the Rotary Club of Ann Arbor in that year. At that time, a 330 member club. That was very impressive in my mind as I was starting to move around a bit more within the district for sure. One of the larger clubs in the US at that time. He's been a Rotarian since 2002. He has organized and implemented several Rotary sponsored projects, both locally and in the community and globally. And when Ashish gets onto a project, he's like a dog on a bone. And he doesn't give up, and he has a good ability to bring people along with him, but he has got a strong convincing mind to make sure that those things do happen. He was the convener of the Multidistrict 2017 Rotary World Peace Conference held in Ann Arbor in March of 2017. He's currently serving as the Rotary District Foundation Chair for our district. He's also been the Finance Committee Chair, like Don Jackson is again this year for the district, and as the Finance Chair in my year is 2017-18. He has served for the district as the Finance Chair, and in his younger days, he belonged to the JCs and became one of the national directors of that organization back in the 70s. In his professional life, Ashish has worked in the energy sector for over 42 years, where he held various positions in several companies, including the position of CEO. He retired in 2013, and hence is increasing leadership within the Ann Arbor Rotary Club. He holds multiple Paul Harris Fellows and is a major donor. District level three, and a Bequest Society member of the Rotary Foundation. He is also a Sustainer member and a Bequest Society member for the Ann Arbor Rotary Foundation. In 2020, he received Rotary International Service Above Self Award, which is a highly esteemed award across the Rotary world. Ashish is a graduate of the University of Michigan with a bachelor's and master's degree in engineering in the early 70s. He and his wife, Norma, also Rotarian, splits their time between their condominium in Canton, Michigan, from where he came today, and the lakefront house in Fenton, Michigan, also in Michigan. They have 3 grown children. Originally, he's from India and has been living in the US since 1971. Fellow Rotarians and guests, how do you welcome our guest speaker today, Ashish Sarkar?
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Barry, Governor Barry, for that nice introduction. You know, sometimes I get too much credit. It's always teamwork that we do, and I am blessed with lots of friends in Rotary who help me achieve things, not only for our clubs, but for our district, and the ultimate beneficiary who are the recipient of what we do. And we do a lot of good work around the world. So what Barry didn't mention is that my club had 330 members when I was president, but I used to get 660 opinions every week. And you know, a lot of those members were my professor when I was a student. So, and Ann Arbor is a very educated community. Everybody thinks they have an opinion, and they do. And so, but we sailed through that. So it was almost running like a corporation, being a president of that club. My, yes. Okay, all right. My introduction to peace started when I was 5 years old. My paternal grandfather was a Gandhian, Mahatma Gandhi, and they were about similar age, and they were freedom fighters. And I learned about peace and, most importantly, social justice when I was 5 years old, sitting on his lap. And I used to spend my summers with them, my grandma and grandpa. And so that's where my really the sense of social justice started. I also grew up in India. I came to United States as a graduate student in 1971. I was 22 years old. And but back then, India wasn't what it is today. You know, poverty was pretty rampant. Poverty is still there. But when you see India being the sixth or seventh largest economy in the world, it's totally different. Just to give you an example, when I came to this country in 1971, we didn't have TV. So, think about that. Shortwave radio, that's all. So, but I also not only saw poverty, I saw rampant polio. We would play with kids. I come from a middle class family. My father was a police officer, and my mother was a homemaker. I was the oldest of the four, and always mindful that they had to raise 4 kids, so I cannot hog everything. And again, social justice thing, that was family justice. And so I saw polio, and we will play with kids, and then all of a sudden, they would disappear, not to be seen again. And that was because back in those days, especially in countries where superstition ran very high, it was assumed that it was parents' mistake. Child. So I never saw them again. And when we asked our mother, father, they would say, well, we don't know what happened. I saw that, and I had never seen a iron lung before I came to this country. And open brains and everything else when India was declared polio free about 7 years ago. I mean, I was just flabbergasted. I couldn't believe that it could happen. But it is polio free, it has been that way. They had a very good, So everything that we do today in Rotary, all 7 avenues of focus, they all relate to peace. If you don't have food in your stomach, you cannot have a peaceful life. If your health is no good, if you don't have insurance, you cannot have peace in your life. If you don't have environment that's conducive to your health, you don't have peace in life. So look at all those things, and that's what we do in Rotary Work for Peace. Peace was the first thing that really was the precursor of everything that happened. I think most of you might know the story that when United Nations formation was convened by President Roosevelt and other world leaders, President Roosevelt said that, look, you guys have been doing this business of peace since 2005, and this was 2045, so he said for 40 years, why don't you sit at the table and, discuss the charter, UN charter. There were about 50 different Rotarians from different parts of the country participated of now. So that's our legacy for peace. Rotary is legacy. Not Lions Club, not Kiwani's, not has that legacy. And that's why we are part of the biggest thing that we do, and hopefully we will eradicate it your foremost. And we have donated to polio over $3 billion since 1985. So that's another legacy that we have. Continue to hope that we can finish that job. That's another part of peace. Anyway, Barry mentioned that, yes. Yes, in New York, 2 or 3 days ago, there was an article that said that polio is, somebody has been detected. And he did not travel. He did not have any, direct exposure, but it can happen. And if you ask today, anybody who is under 50, they don't even know what polio is. Our new members who are under 40, they say, what is polio? So, it has gone from here, but there are countries where it is still existing. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this guy has been isolated and who knows? I mean, pandemics and all that. But anyway, Barry mentioned 5 years ago, we had a very large, we called it World Peace Conference in Ann Arbor. And before that, Jennifer Jones, when she was governor, she had a peace conference for our district in 2008. So 2008, 2017, and then 18 and 19, we had two smaller conferences, we used to call them. It was actually sponsored by Wayne State University's Peace Center, and we joined them, and it was much smaller scale, and it was called Peace on the Street. So after 5 years and having gone through COVID, we decided 3 clubs and okay, meeting is being recorded, all right. About a year ago, 3 clubs, Ann Arbor, Detroit, and Toledo, the 3 larger clubs in the area, in collaboration with Wayne State University Center for Peace and Conflict Resolution. And we have support from 6380, 6400, and 6600, which is again, these 3 clubs belong to those districts. We decided to do another conference with more action-oriented thing. In 2017, we had a big-time speakers. We had a Nobel laureate, we had Peace Corps president, we had big plenary speakers who came. We had Rotary International President, John Huker and all. This time we are going to pick 4 different topics and we'll go through that. And then, why is it not moving, Peter? Can you move to the next slide? No, it should be the. Okay, there we go. The dates are Friday and Saturday, September 23rd and 24th, and it's at University Michigan League building in the campus. And one good thing about if you do it in a large university campus is people come to speak. They like that exposure that I have spoken at the university. So that's a draw, and a lot of people like to do, and you can attract the speaker of repute doing that. Okay, I've already mentioned that this is, by the way, we are calling it, instead of peace conference, we are calling it Taking Action for Peace Conference, of course. This is the league building. Those of you who have been to university, it's a very old, iconic building, and that's, so it's just worth going there and attending and just to see the building itself. This was the building where it was the gathering place for the women when things were segregated. Michigan Union was for the men and Michigan League was for the women. Now, of course, everything is co-ed. The program will focus on how we can promote and practice peace. It's more action oriented, and this event will offer attendees a wide range of practical skills and strategies and promising approaches and ideas, along with renewed energy and inspiration needed for peace work. So that they can learn, we have lots of different breakout sessions where you will be participating with the speakers, with the leaders, and then they will tell you, and you can go and practice that and take it with you. Yeah. All are welcome. This is open not only to Rotarians, but to public. And there is a lot of interest. And please, when you promote this in your community, please tell them to come. For example, police organizations, firefighters, anybody who, first responders, they will all have something to discuss and be valuable to them. For example, last time when we had 700 people in attendance in 2017, we had people from 15 different countries participating, and more than half, we had 200 youth. Then out of 500, more than half were non-Rotarians. So that's what it does is it promotes Rotary, but it also promotes the idea of peace and what we can do in our own communities, in our own homes. This is the picture. Seating will be in the big hall. It holds 500 people. Taking action, our year of taking action, it has already started. We had some virtual programming offered to different Rotary clubs, panel discussions, online workshops, and podcast interviewing. We had in-person event where CPCS is Center for Peace and Conflict Studies of University of Wayne State University. We give Peacemakers Award, or they give Peacemakers Award. We had some benefit concerts, and then on August 6th, and this is again open to everybody, and it's only $10 per person to go if you can. Taylor Michigan Conservatory, they will have, it's part of our peace conference, will have a all-day event promoting peace, talking different aspects of it, and that's where the Peacemaker Awards will be given out. There are 7 of them. And then it ends with final conference on 23rd and 24th of September. We are going to offer both Zoom as well as in person, because not knowing what the situation will be with COVID. So both options will be available. And although nothing like being in person, you get much more, and you can interact with other Rotarians, other people, organizations, and so on. And we are expecting 30% of the attendees will be high school and college graduates, college students. There are four tracks we are concentrating on. It will be public health, environmental justice, civic literacy and engagement, and restorative justice in practice. See, the last 2 is directly related to what communities are trying to do. And that's where it will be very helpful to the police, first responders, judges, and all that. And we have got speakers and breakout session leaders lined up from those areas. We also are doing something for students. This is undergraduate students, and you can put the word out to your colleges and universities that they can have a competition of their ideas. Lot of kids these days do a lot of things on their own, and entrepreneurial thing. And if they have got a project, they can come and showcase that at the conference, and then we will have a panel of judges who will select 5 top candidates. And we are trying, if our fundraising goal is reached, we'll give them each up to $5,000 to really take the projects to next step. So that's something new that we are doing. These are the speakers. These are the plenary speakers. What we will have is we'll have a plenary session, and they will talk about one of those focus areas that we talked about, 4 tracks. So Dr. Craig Spencer, he was just nominated as director of Doctors Without Border. Actually, he is from Detroit area, although he is at Columbia University right now. Very well-known peace activist. Nivedita Lakera, again, she has got a lot of experience. She has written books and a peacenik in her own life, and she has agreed to speak about philosophy of self-care and self-healing, and has been nominated for a Pulitzer Prize for her 3rd book. Brian Rush, again, he's a nonprofit consultant for organizations. He spoke at our Houston conference, and outstanding speaker in the area of human rights, diversity, equity, and inclusion. He helped clients strategize how they can best optimize their platforms to be change maker for good. So again, one of the very well-known speakers in speaker circuit about peace and social justice and human relations. Omar Gooding, he is the son of Cuba Gooding Jr. Sr., and his brother is Cuba Gooding Jr. I think he was in, what was the movie? Show Me the Money? Yeah, so he's his brother. And again, he has got a lot of different ideas and all that, and he will be one of the main speakers. Then we have 35 breakout sessions, workshops, panels, and messages all afternoon. These sessions will last anywhere, depending on the topic, either 1 or 2 hours, and they will be simultaneous. We have about 7 rooms, breakout sessions, plus two main rooms. So you have to pick and choose which one you want to go. You can follow a single track from start to end, or you can mix and match. If you don't like something, you can do that. But these are the different topics, and I don't want to get into all that. I can forward this to you, Jennifer, and you can share it with your, but these are very, very areas, and we have done some focus discussion for different people, not only with Rotarians, but outsiders. So, but there will be if you look at it, the details, they'll be very, very interesting. Healing amidst chaos. How you can help? Join the planning committee. We are still looking, especially last 2.5 months. We are looking for volunteers, especially that day, managing 600 people, or even if there were 400 and then 200, it's quite a job. Last time we needed on that day, we needed about 35 to 40 volunteers. So if you're signing up to come, please offer your service to do something. Inform youth leaders, teachers, professors of the student project competition. You can encourage them to come and attend. I'm trying to find some money so that they can come. I wouldn't give them free again, because last time we did that, and Saturday morning, 50 kids didn't show up. Thank God we had replacements. But, because our donor said, no, we don't want you to charge them any money. Even if it was $5, it was skin in the game. So we couldn't charge. And as a result, so we are not going to make that mistake. So we'll ask for about $5 or $10 for them to sign up, and then rest we will take care through scholarship. Spread, volunteer for a job. I already said that. Spread the word, register and attend. All you have to do is taking action for peace.org, and please start registering because we want to see how many, yeah. And of course, if you want to donate something, we are welcome, you're welcome to do that. Or you can raise money from your community and donate on behalf of your club. Our projected expenses is $150,000. I think it will be more like 130 because we are, constantly looking for either in-kind donation or cutting cost. Speaker fees, that's very nominal. Sponsoring youth registrations. I mentioned about scholarship, facilities fees, travel and accommodation for the speakers, continental breakfast and box lunches for everybody who attends for 2 days. This is 135,000 is the goal. We think that rest of it will come from the proceeds from charging fee. Funding sources, Rotary districts and clubs, businesses, churches, foundations, sponsorships, individual donors, registration fee for 2-day conference. Now you may have thought by now, I'm in the conference committee, but I am not the convener this time. I wanted other people to do it, but I was saddled with fundraising. So I am here with my begging bowl to all of you, but this is the charge. Last time we had $150 per adult. We have cut it down to $75, but you get the same thing you got last year in terms of lunch and breakfast and all that. $45 for younger people, ages 26 to 35. That's the young adults, Rotary actors and so on. Virtual attendees will also pay $45 because they're not getting lunch or breakfast or whatever. And $25 under age 25. Basically, we are covering their cost of food. But again, that's the group I am looking at that may be eligible for scholarship. And I'm still looking for an organization which will help us, because last time we had somebody gave us $15,000 just for that purpose. So if you know somebody, introduce me and I will be happy to talk to them. This is the club and other community organizations. These are the levels. I don't expect Rotary clubs or individuals to be in the top level, but we have secured $10,000 each from the 3 districts, 6,400, 6,380, which is our district, and 6,600, so $30,000 there. I am also approaching some other districts for, if they want to be the co-founder, we will give them that status if and peace builder, and if they pay $10,000, but I'm looking for $5,000 from them. And then, of course, the other, we have got a couple of foundations which have given us $10,000 each at that level, and we are talking to various people. Peace Friend, Peace Affiliate, if you want to throw in some money, that will be helpful. I'm also asking the clubs to, smaller clubs can't do that, but mid-size and larger clubs too. For example, Ann Arbor has given 10,000, Detroit is giving 12,000, and Toledo is giving 10,000. But again, they are big clubs. I'm not expecting. But if you could consider at, $500 to $1,000 level, that will be helpful. Or just sponsor 10 students, which is 75, 45 times 10, whatever, $450. Bring them with you, chaperone them, bring them back. So you can do that. So there are many ways to help. And I'm looking for help, as you know, because of Ukraine and pandemic. You know, it's just the money has died down, you know, dried up from the corporations. So, but foundations are still looking to do it. Peace is very timely right now with what's going on in Ukraine and everywhere else. We are at each other's throat. So it rings the bell. You have to approach the people properly. That it's, you know, if you say, well, we have a problem, a perception problem. When Rotary goes out and asks for money, they said, oh, you're a bunch of old guys with a lot of money. Why do you need money from us? That's what we hear, you know. But they don't know what we do with their money. So that's the selling point. You know, when you approach somebody, say that, look, this is not for Rotary. We are not taking your money to enrich ourselves or doing something just for Rotarians. We are doing it for our community. We are doing it for a cause, and that is the peace. And how you define peace is what I told you to do. You know, it affects everybody, rich, poor. You know, look at your drug problem. You know, we used to think that it will be in a minority community, and now it is happening in every community. And you know, people are committing suicide and all that. That's part of it, and they are going to talk about it in this conference and how you you know, do that. So this is because it's nonprofit. Last time Ann Arbor did the fiduciary. This time it's Detroit Rotary Foundation, Detroit Rotary Club Foundation, which will handle. So any donation that anybody gives, they'll get a tax letter. They can use it if they want for tax. So this is the our last peace conference. You can see some familiar faces. Sparky and Laurie are there. Jennifer, her mother, Joyce. There's John Hugo. That's me with my daughter. And there are a lot of, yeah, Barry is there. You know, Michelangelo Caruso. So we can. Okay, any questions? Yes. Peace Poll, okay. Peace Poll is really becoming very popular. In fact, I just personally sponsored the first five clubs who came to really do Peace Poll, and they have all been placed. What it is it's a symbol of peace, and the wording that's in there, and it could be up to 8 languages, and you pick the language you want. May the peace prevail on earth. That's the language. And what it does is it's a simple poll, 6 foot or 8 foot, different languages. It has the Rotary emblem in it, and you can have your own donation from Rotary Club of so and so. And it engages Rotarians with the community, because you have to get a permission if you want to put it in the park. You have to get the city fathers involved. So, you know, it's a good idea. The cost is between $200 and $300, and you can use your own labor to really dig hole and put it in. But you have to go through the process, and that promotes your Rotary clubs, your community, and it's a symbol. And once you put it in, it will stay there for 50 years. So that's the Peace Poll. And you got 7 clubs here in this district?
6 now.
6 now, okay. Um, Here's the challenge. If you want to do all 6 clubs, do it. I will personally give you 50% of the cost. I will donate to you guys. So just, that's what I did with 5 clubs, but that was 100%. But my money is running out to 50% this time. So if you want to do it, do it. But have a big ceremony. No, don't do it with 2 Rotarians. You know, and Anchor Bay, Novi, they had big gathering. So, okay. Any other question? How many of you will consider attending? Just show of hands. Consider. Okay. Quite a few. Others, please do. And please put the word out to the community, you know, there. And I'm always open. If you want me to come to one of your clubs to promote this, I'll come. And since I'm the foundation chair, I've already told all the clubs in district, and I'm doing that to you guys. If you need me to come and promote about polio and EREY and all that during October and November, I'm available. So just have me come and promote that. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you.